What's up, everyone? It's your boy Terry, speaking from the garage shop again. You know, for some more big bang for the buck prog and info. Yeah, that's right. Finally, all of the parts are in for that 67 Chevelle project. Yep, time to get busy. Now the car, as you can see, is on a rotisserie. Now I've done several videos on this car, you know, spotlighting what needs to be done and what has been done. So now we got to get this car ready to get put back on the frame. Yeah, because the frame got every single piece in that I need. So we want to hurry up. Even though it's cold out, I want to be prepared because the first nice week, I want to put this car back on the frame, put some wheels on it, and then start with the engine and stuff like that. We may start with the engine a little sooner. Who knows? I don't know. We'll just figure it out. But as I always say, and I can't stress this enough, whenever you buying a project car, make sure you check out every piece of the car that you can. Bring a friend with you who has no vested interest, who will be able to tell you, listen, you need to pass on this one, to keep yourself from getting into trouble. Because I know, when you're at the car, looking at it, trying to keep a stone face, you know, like a poker face, yeah. But inside, I want the car real bad. But you gotta be realistic when you go look for a car. So let's go over a couple of things that we have to fix on this car while it's on the rotisserie before we put it back on the frame. Now Chevelle comes with 4 frame braces. Got one here. As you can see, it attaches to the floor pan, right? And it's welded in, and it's also attached to the inner rocker. All right, so that's one. This is in pretty decent shape. All right, now this one, if you look, you see, when they replaced the floorboard, they didn't bother, you know, like putting the brace, connecting the brace to the rocker, the inner rocker, because, you know, like, I guess the inner rocker needs to be repaired, which is fine. Same with that. So that's one big problem that we have there that we're gonna have to address. Now this piece right here, as you can see, this is a brace that goes underneath, like behind the seat. And as you can see, well, we got a big rust issue there, all right? So, but that's okay because we have the replacement part, as we have the replacement part for all these braces. Now let's keep on going. All right, now when they replaced the trunk pan, because this is a new trunk pan, okay, as you can see, they didn't attach it here. They didn't weld it here, which they need to. And we're gonna take care of that. You know, now this is something that was pretty wild. All right, this is basically the brace that holds the gas tank, the fuel tank. And as you can see, I already just started popping the welds because the welds were just so horrible, you could just pop them. And a telltale sign of when you buy a car, if you see a lot of seam sealer like this, you see that? Run away, all right? I was even able to take off the brace that was here because you have a brace that's here that holds a bushing, all right? You see this one right here, all right? I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I was able to pop this one off very easily. If you're not a trained eye, some people would miss all this stuff. One, this stuff is hidden because the tank is in there. 2, the inner floors, you're not gonna see that because there was rug in there, so you gotta lift the rug up. So I understand it's kind of hard to be able to inspect the car thoroughly, but do the very best you can. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this all off, get rid of all the steam sealer. And, you know, I did the measurements. This pan is located in the right area. It's pretty much centered the way it should be. So we're gonna just work with what we got here, but we gotta get rid of all this steam seal. And check this out, when they remove the pan, that's people's work. But if you look, you see how they did this? They pretty much, to get this pan out, they got some type of crowbar and was just trying to just pop the welds that way, the factory welds, which I don't know if you could do it that way. Or they got maybe a chisel in there, an air chisel. And so as you can see, look at how messed up all this is. And of course, look at the seam seal that they caked on. All right, now this is supposed to be really close up into here and welded to the trunk pan, you know. So we're gonna take care of that. So I think this is a beautiful place to start. So the first thing I gotta do is remove all this seam seal. Now the best way I found to remove seam seal, because you're not gonna, it's in there, is to break the bond, and the way to do it is with a torch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat up this metal, you know, not terribly hot, but I mean, just heat it up to the point where it loses its bond, and then you're able to just go in there and just peel it off. Check this out. Now, never use one of these things around oil, gas, anything that catch fire. Now, as you see, the tank is out, so the metal's very clean, so there's no oil on it. So we're just gonna go and heat it up. And you can see as it gets hot, you can see the seam seal expand. It's hot enough. Yeah. See? Starting to break, and you'll be able to take pieces of seam seal out like that. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want it to be too soft to the point where I want the center to still be somewhat firm, because I don't want it to be a point where it just melts. Check it out. Heating up that seam seal, I was able to get all those big pieces out of the crack, and I just got like a little bit of remnants of it. So what we're gonna do is, I think I have an answer for that. So we're gonna clean this all up and continue with this repair here. The next step, what I'm gonna do is, I got my wire wheel here, you know, drill bit wire wheel. And I'm gonna go in there, and what this will do two things. This will get rid of all the little small pieces of seam seal that, you know, screwdriver couldn't get. And it'll also prep the surface for when I'm ready to weld. So let's get started. I'm so excited. I got just about all the seam seal off, and this is what I was talking about. Let me show you something. Now this is where the strap, you got two of them, that holds the gas tank in place. Now, you see, this is what I was talking about before. Look at this. You shouldn't be able to do this. Look at the welds. There's no penetration here, and these things I could probably just pop off, maybe not this one, but look at all the ones I was able to just pop off with a screwdriver, just twisting it. Boom. Let's see if we can get this one. You saw it, right? You heard it, right? Yeah, I was able to pop that. Let's see if we can pop this one. All right. So, and the bad part is this piece right here, same thing. Look at this. Look at this. You know, it's not in right. Look at that. You see? These welds are horrible. Now, this piece right here, there's a body bushing that goes in here. All right. So this acts as part of the strength of the car, and then it bolts to the frame. You got a body bushing here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this, and we're gonna clean it up. We're gonna clean all these welds up, and then we're gonna, you know, have the proper way is to have this pressed up against, as tight as it can be, up against the trunk pan, floor pan, and then you go and weld. But look at, again, I don't mean to laugh at people's work, but look at this. It's horrible. And this side is no better. So, oh man. So we got work to do, you know? Oh man. Oh, look at this. Oh, we could just, oh, look at, here it goes. Oh man, this is horrible. We can just probably just rip this off right here. There we go. Yep, it's coming. Yeah. See, and this is what's out there. So be wary. Your boy Terry's gonna look out for you. So just, oh, we're gonna clean this up. Oh wow, what can you do? What can you do? All right, so as you can see, I cleaned up pretty good, and I got rid of all the pieces of weld, the little popcorn weld that was stopping the brace from going up against the floor pan. So now it's a matter of just taking a hammer and banging the metal to the point where, as best we can, so it'll be touching each other so you can weld them together, because you don't want like any space between your pieces of metal. You want your metal to be real tight up against each other. And if we can't get it tight up against each other, that's what the sheet screws are for. All right, so time to go to Pound Town. All right, we went to Pound Town and it's looking pretty good. All right, now we weren't able to close the gap, but we got it a lot closer than what it was. Let me show you. It's a lot closer. We closed that gap a heck of a lot closer than what it was by just simply going to Pound Town. Now we can continue to pound, but at this point I'm thinking it's time to hit it with a couple of sheet screws and then tack it in place, remove the sheet screws, and weld the holes up. Had it going the wrong way. All right. So far we got the sheet screws in. As you can see, looking really good. And check this out. See, this is what you want when you're welding. You want it to be really close. The two pieces of metal as close as possible, so you get the best adhesion and penetration. I don't know if adhesion is the right word, but even still, you get the best penetration if you get both of the metals like really tight up against each other. And I didn't stop there. I also got the bracket for the gas tank strap. Okay, notice how tight it is. So when we weld, we don't have to worry about this popcorn nonsense. Ugh. Okay, now all the sheet screws have been strategically placed, and it's just a matter of just burning these pieces into place. Now, I'm gonna go between where the popcorn welds are, because like I said, this is a part where no one's gonna really see, just as long as we make the brace strong, because there's only a series of spot welds in this, but we're gonna put more spot welds than came factory, and just seal it up and make it look good and make it strong. That's the whole point. All right. So if you excuse me, I got some welding to do. Yeah. Attack! All right, after going to town a little with the flap disc, as you can see, got this all smoothed out, and this is how it's supposed to properly be. Took the flap disc to the fuel tank braces, got those all smoothed out, even had a little time to smooth out, correct, and smooth out the piece that was flapping around that they didn't really weld up, so I trimmed it out and cut it up and got it in there all properly, smooth. And I didn't stop there. I also cleaned up this area where I'm gonna have to put that body mount piece that you saw I was able to just break off. So I count this as a check. Done. On to the next, which is that brace right there. Got to go. There you have it. I was able to take care of this part. Now remember, you remember how it was when I got it from the owner, the previous owner. Oh, it's done right. Oh, all the welds my son did. I told him my son needs to go back to school. He needs some more training, because as you saw, I was able to take a screwdriver, pop, pop, pop. That's what's out there. This is what's out there. So when you go out there and looking for a car that you want to build up, you got to be honest with yourself. If you could do the work, great. If you can't, then you may want to pass on certain cars. But me, I'm like, do a challenge. I mean, like, because anything could be fixed. They got the parts for this car, so I'm like, if you mess it up, yeah, it'll cost you a couple more dollars, but I mean, you're learning. And that's what it's all about, and to be able to build your dream, not buy someone else's fail. All right. But I'm looking at the clock on the wall. It's back. I'm trying to stay still in time for me to head on off and get some more fresh videos for you, because we got tons of videos going on, and we're gonna be doing it. So what you might want to do is you might want to do it. You want to definitely do it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the likes, the thumbs up, and also bang, hit that bell. Because you know what happens when you hit that bell, don't you? I'm not gonna even tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. No. Yeah, you get notified when Coverman66 puts a video out, so you don't want to miss it. Do the trifecta: bell, subscribe, and hit the likes. All right. So until next time we see each other, always please be easy, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Take care.